I've got my information there on the screen. If you're a QR person, you can even pull up my information with the QR code. I will dive into this a little bit more, but Standard Life and Casualty is one of the divisions of Manhattan Life Insurance Company. And so I'm here today to talk about this following agenda. I want to give you a quick introduction to who is Manhattan Life. As Taryn just said, it's a new contract between our two organizations. And you're going to find some really exciting things as part of this partnership. I'm going to tell you why you're going to want to partner with us and sell our products. I'll tell you about what our products and services are at a high level. And then I'm going to tell you about some of the key selling differentiators with us that make working with us something that you don't want to miss out on. So that's the agenda today. I know one thing, Taryn, I guess a good housekeeping thing here. I'm pretty flexible. I know different presenters like to approach it differently. Do you want me to allow any questions during when people have a question, or do you want me to kind of go through this and wait for the end for questions?
That is completely up to you. It's what you're comfortable with. I love the engagement. So I'm one of those that loves for people to talk and ask questions as we're going through it, but it is completely up to you. And I will also be working the chat box while you present as well.
Well, if you could then just do that for me, I'm very comfortable for all of you participating. If you have a question, just please feel free to speak up or put a note in the chat that Taryn can be monitoring, and she can speak up and bring the question up whenever. I'm totally comfortable with that. So without further ado, let me go in and just tell you a little bit about Manhattan Life. I'm not going to read all these bullets, but what I want you to know is Manhattan Life has been around for a long time, since before the Civil War. It's been privately held throughout all that time. It's always been based on great financial strength and growth. We're licensed across every state and U.S. territory, and it's really has an objective that fits in with any licensed life and health agent about helping individuals achieve health, wealth, and security for their life. This is a no-brainer. You can guess this one, right? We were formed in Manhattan in 1850. We have some unique things about our company that are fun to share. And that picture on the right-hand side is a picture of the skyscraper that's listed in the third bullet point here, where we built the first, what was, I guess, designated as a skyscraper in New York for our headquarters in 1892. We have some other unique firsts. We wrote the first group policy. The first policy for a woman was written under Manhattan Life. And our history really is an indicator of our reliability for the future as you get to know more about us. So let me get you up to speed now kind of to more current times. I've mentioned that the company's privately held. The current owners of the company have owned the company since about 2000. So kind of in the 20 to 25 year range. As part of that, they moved the headquarters to Houston, Texas. And that picture here on the screen is a picture of our headquarters building. We have grown organically and through acquisition. It's been part of our standard operating procedure for a long time. And the organization has grown rapidly with great success. This is just a sampling of some of the companies. We own Western United Life, which is our annuity company based in Spokane, Washington. We have a reassurance company called Western Skies based in Las Vegas. Standard Life and Casualty was purchased in 2020, and we are based in the Salt Lake City area. And these are just a sampling again of some of our companies, but we have multiple divisions, and I'll share with you a little bit on this map here. This just gives you a general sense of where we are. We still do have a small presence in Manhattan due to us being founded there. Our headquarters is in Houston, and you can see some of the other places I highlighted. We have 5 divisions. We have a voluntary benefits division that focuses on large employer voluntary benefits. We have a worksite division that's very similar to a Colonial or an Aflac. We have an international division where we sell some unique products and annuities around the world. We have a annuities business that sells over $500 million of annuities a year. And then we have our individual life and health business, of which Standard Life and Casualty is a part of that. So just some really kind of neat growth and breadth to our company, with a lot of areas that help us grow and be strong and meet the needs of people in many different areas. So I've mentioned a lot of this. There's a couple things on here that I haven't mentioned, but this really gives you a sense of what are our products and services as a company. You can see there everything from annuities to Medicare supplement, employer solutions, stop loss. We even have part of our organization, we have a commercial mortgage and lending arm. So we're very diversified. Today's goal, I'm going to be talking to you about our individual life and health and senior solutions products. And that's what we're going to focus on. Again, you should view this as a initial intro into our company, and we'll talk about some of the ways that you can even do deeper dives as we go throughout the day and as you start to get more up to speed with our organization. So let's go ahead and proceed here. I'm going to spend one slide here really quickly, just highlighting what we have that's more focused in the under 65 space. And then I'm going to spend more time after that focusing on products that are available in the over 65 and the under 65 space. So we have a neat variety of products. We have Affordable Choice, which is a very strong alternative to an ACA plan for people that are looking for alternatives to an ACA plan. It's a fixed indemnity, first dollar kind of indemnity reimbursement product that is one of our top selling products around the country. We have cancer, dental, vision, hearing plans, hospital indemnity, and we have a plan called Paid Accident that has a variety of benefits available to people that get injured due to an accident. Our senior solutions product portfolio is called the Lighthouse Series. And here is a nice view kind of the various products that are part of this series. I'm going to go through each of these today and give you some background. There's a couple of things I want to mention to you as part of this. First of all, on a slide or two ago, I mentioned that we have Medicare Supplement. We are a very strong Medicare Supplement carrier out there. MedicareCompare is contracted with us to sell Medicare Supplement. We have a partner that we've sold Medicare Supplement with for many years, and that is the product that we sell through MedicareCompare. And so I'm not going to be focusing on Medicare Supplement today. We can get into that in a greater level at another time, or also through that marketing partner that we use for that Medicare Supplement product. So that's the first point I wanted to make here before I go into this product specifics. And then the second thing I wanted to share is that I always chuckle when I talk about this being a senior solutions, because every single one of these products that are on this page are available to people both over 65 and under 65. And so I want to make sure that you take that away, that while you may be focusing on leads or other activities for people that are turning 65 or switching Medicare Supplement plans or switching Medicare Advantage plans, these products are going to be available to them, to family members they have, or relatives under 65 as well. So we'll talk about each one of these icons at the top in greater detail. What I wanted to also highlight here, first of all, is that we've got some coming attractions coming this year. We are launching a short-term care product that is going to be an industry-leading product here at the end of June, and we're really excited about it. We've been piloting it with a small group of agents. We've sold a few hundred policies. Everybody loves it. It's great features. It's going to cover people up to 1 year in a nursing home, have some inflation protection built in, and some other really cool added features. A really neat product. The home healthcare product that I'm going to talk about, I'll highlight these enhancements when I get onto that page here in a few minutes. And then the thing that I think many Medicare agents, like all of you, are going to be really excited about is this enhanced hospital indemnity product. We're rolling this out here to serve as a great gap filler for people on a Medicare Advantage plan, in the over 65 world space, and in an ACA plan or an employer plan in the under 65 space. Great gap filler in terms of hospital admission, daily hospital copays, emergency room visits, doctor visits, etc. It's going to be a great plan that if I were selling Medicare Advantage, I would add one or more of these products as a package sell to every one of those sales, which I know Taryn even mentioned at the beginning here that there's going to be some additional training in July to talk about package or bundle selling. So that's our portfolio. So without further ado, I'm going to start diving into those products. And I'm going to focus first on Accident Guard. Accident Guard is the state that is the product that's available in the fewest number of states. So it's only going to get better with each product as I go on. It's available in 14 states. It's available for ages 0 to 75 and guaranteed renewable to age 80. There are 7 different plan options to choose from, and each plan option is kind of a bucket of money. So if you then get injured and have an accident that's outlined in the policy, you get that bucket of money that you can use to cover the expenses that you have as part of that accident. The accidents could happen anywhere, you're covered. It pays in addition to other insurance that you have. Today, and this is the only one I'm going to say this, it's a paper application, but it will be coming to our e-application process soon. Everything else that I am going to talk about is part of our amazing Manhattan Direct 2.0 e-application portal. So that's the Accident Guard product. And here is the product availability chart for where that product is available. And again, for those of you that might have missed this at the beginning, we're going to record this today. And also I'm sharing these files with Medicare Compare so that you can have access to them and review this information as appropriate. The next product I want to talk about is our cancer, heart attack, stroke. Really good plan that's out there. This is available to individuals ages 20 to 84, and it's guaranteed renewable for life. We sell this as 2 separate policies. So you could sell a cancer and a heart attack stroke plan to someone and they'd get 2 policies. You could sell a cancer only. You could sell a heart attack stroke only. For each of these, you have $5,000 to $75,000 in benefits that can be selected in $5,000 increments. How this works then is these are first diagnosis or first occurrence benefits. So for example, if you were to sell someone a $25,000 cancer plan, and then while paying their premium and having this policy in place, if they were to get diagnosed with cancer, they would then be able to file that claim and they would get a check for $25,000 to use as they see fit. It could be to pay their bills for their treatment, their doctor bills. It could be to remodel the kitchen. It could be to take the kids to Disneyland. But it is a cash benefit that you get upon diagnosis to help you with unexpected expenses. And the same thing for a heart attack or stroke. It would be, you would have that coverage. And then if down the road, while you had the plan in place, you had a heart attack or a stroke, you would get that first occurrence full cash payout of your plan. For people under the ages of 55, we also offer 2 optional riders that if I were an agent and I was selling to someone under 55, I would sell this rider 100% of the time. Because for a recurrence benefit for cancer, for example, it's 90 cents per month per $5,000 of additional cost. But if you have the plan, get diagnosed with cancer, get your claim payment, and then get treated and get better, and then another 5 or 10 or 20 years down the road, you get cancer again, you get another full payout of that plan. So I talked about that person that might have a $25,000 cancer plan. Let's say it's a woman in her 40s. She gets breast cancer, gets treatment, gets better. And then in her late 50s or early 60s, gets diagnosed with melanoma. She would be able to get that same $25,000 payment again later on in her life because she had that cancer recurrence benefit in place. Okay. I put here typical underwriting questions. You know, it's a list of 5 to 10 questions. And when I say typical, it's what you might expect in this space, right? It's going to ask, of course, people if they've been diagnosed or treated for cancer in the last few number of years. If they've been diagnosed or treated for a heart condition. And in those situations, if they have, they will not be, they'll be denied coverage. So it's those kind of typical questions that we go through to make sure that we're bringing on people that are not an immediate claim risk so that we protect the block of business and the policyholders in it. So that's the cancer, heart attack, stroke plan. Let me just pause for a second. Taryn, have you had any questions come through yet?
We have not had any questions, but I do want to reiterate recurrence rates for cancer, even if it's a different kind, is on the rise, guys. So every time I would sell a cancer policy, that's exactly what I would put on as well. So I love that you touched on that. Thank you.
Yep, absolutely. And it's so affordable. The other thing I wanted to highlight here is that we offer 4 different tiers of rates. And what I mean by that is you can buy the plan as an individual, and we have individual rates, we have couple rates, we have single parent family rates, and we have family rates. So it's all very affordable, great plans, just something that we've experienced this in my family. We've had a cancer plan in place. We've had the claim filed and we've been paid, and it helped tremendously. You know, it's like all the statistics say, 1 in 2 men is going to be diagnosed with cancer and 1 in 3 women. And, you know, I know I'm stating probably the obvious for a group of agents, but I always try to live by the adage of it's always better to have a plan, an insurance plan, and not need it than to need an insurance plan and not have it. Right. And so I just think everybody that can afford one of these should have one of these when you start thinking about the odds of what it is that any of us are going to get diagnosed with cancer in our life. So, all right, let's move on to the next product. Well, let me cover the map first. So as I shared with you, we are going to have pretty broad coverage. You can see there that we're in, it's about 40 to 45 states with a cancer plan. It's a great thing to have. I just noticed here too that we've recently launched in Florida, and so I either pulled the old version of the map or I need to get a new map in here. So just so you know, Florida, the cancer, heart attack, stroke plan is available as well. So I'll get that updated.
And we did have a question come through. It says, how can you prepare a quote for the hospital indemnity products?
Well, the hospital indemnity product that so for all of these plans, we have a really great online enrollment tool that lets you, and I was going to talk about it a little bit. I don't go in necessarily to a demo, but if we have a couple spare minutes, I might be able to. But it's a really great tool. You log in with your agent ID, you get into our agent portal where you see everything about our book of business, product materials, downloads, etc., commissions. And then you click on the link for our enrollment portal, and it's built like Amazon shopping. So if you were to go in and do bundled selling and say, hey, I'm going to sell a cancer product, it's $50 a month. Then I'm going to do a final expense product. That's $50 a month. Okay, it's $100 in total a month for this person. Click enroll now, and then you fill out the application for one application, and then all of that data feeds both applications for both products for both policies to be issued. So it's a really cool process.
Todd, there is one other question. I'm not sure if Taryn can see it or not. Does the cancer plan have lower benefits for reoccurrence within 1 to 5 years of the first occurrence?
It does. And I don't have that memorized here in front of me. I think what it is it's, I think it's, it builds over 5 to 10 years where it's back to 100% of coverage, but it starts to build right away, but you get to full, for some reason, I'm getting it spun in my head, but it's somewhere in that range of 5 to 10 years that then you're back at full 100% coverage again if you have a reoccurrence.
Charlie, there's a lot of people who can't unmute. Can you go through and make sure that everybody has access? Leslie, did you have are any of these plan offers available in Washington or Oregon? So far, not seeing anything in these markets.
There are going to be a couple products that are going to be available now or soon in Oregon. Washington has not been an area of focus for Manhattan Life, and then the state DOI is very challenging in Washington, as those of you who might live there or sell there know. We desire to be there. We're exploring ways to have our products there, but it is not a easy submit, file, approve, and launch. It's a more complicated thing. So I would view it as more of a longer putt if you are a golfer sort of metaphor.
Everyone should have the ability to unmute themselves at this point. So if you have any questions, feel free to chime in.
Thank you, Charlie.
Okay, I'm going to talk about our dental plan, which is incredible. And this is, I mean, they're all great plans. And I know I'm part of the company, but this one, I want to make sure you really can hone in on this one, because this is one of our home run products in the organization. Our DVH Select product is available for ages 18 to 99. It's guaranteed issue. Just like with cancer, heart attack, stroke, we offer the 4 different bundles. You can buy individual, couple, single parent family, or family. And we've done it in a way that allows you to pick what you need and want. So you can do dental only, you could do dental and hearing, dental and vision, or you can do all 3, dental, vision, and hearing. We have 4 benefit levels. 1,000, 1,500, 3,000, and we just launched in May at the end of the month a $5,000 plan, which is getting huge publicity and excitement out in the marketplace. And the rates are very competitive with the 5,000 plan. Just you typically between $1 to $5 more a month than the $3,000 plan. We have some great features with this product. Major services are covered in year 1. Some plans have a 12-month waiting period. This one does not. You can get cleanings. You can get other coverages like fillings and root canals, etc. The way we do that then is we have lower coverage in year 1, higher coverage in year 2. And beyond. So for example, with some of the general coverage, it's like 65% of the billed charge in year 1, and then it goes up to 80% in years 2 and beyond. This product provides both in-network and out-of-network coverage. The network is the Carrington Network. It's a great network out there. There's a few options. The Carrington Network, it depends on the day you go to their website. It's usually around 50 to 70,000 doctors in the network. But again, if you have a dentist that you've seen forever, any dentist is eligible. You just get the coverage at that out-of-network level that is a little bit lower reimbursement for being out-of-network. It includes orthodontia benefits. Orthodontia benefits are the only benefit that have a 12-month waiting period, but it does have orthodontia benefits. In the hearing benefit, it has one of the best benefits out there. It's got $750 of coverage per ear per year. So $1,500, because I think most of us have 2 ears. So $1,500 of hearing coverage, $750 per ear per year. Just a great plan, one of our top sellers, and a great product to have in your portfolio. You can see here that here's one of the products that's available in Oregon. We are exploring filing it in Washington, and this should be something that hopefully would be easier to get in Washington. So great opportunity for this as well. Let me pause for a second. Yeah, let's go to the questions. We have a couple of
questions. Okay. On the hospital indemnity, if the individual has to schedule surgery within 90 days, will it be covered?
Hospital indemnity. So are they, because if they're talking about the hospital indemnity product that I spoke about that's coming later this year, is that what you think it's related to, Taryn?
I do. And I think if something is scheduled, I think one of the knockout questions, just knowing indemnity, it will be denied because it's going to have to be something that's newly diagnosed after effective date, generally speaking.
Exactly. So, I probably should have focused my answer less on the product and more what it is, right? Yeah. In most of these products, now again, dental is guaranteed issue. There's no underwriting, but for the cancer plan or for some of our under 65 products like Affordable Choice, this new hospital indemnity plan, et cetera, there are always going to be questions about, have you been diagnosed or treated or been told that you need to be treated for a certain list of questions? Have you been scheduled for a surgery? Those sorts of things. In those conditions, you are not going to be accepted for coverage because of that very reason. Correct.
Right. And then the next one is, what is the waiting period on the hospital indemnity and cancer plan?
For the cancer plan, let me just do this because we've had a couple of questions. You just have to ignore my screen here. Well, not ignore my screen, but just apologies here as I pull up something that I'm going to show so we get a little bit more perspective on what's being asked. So, and again, this is for most states. There are some variances. So this is how it works, okay? So for the initial cancer plan, you pass underwriting. If you get diagnosed with cancer in a month, then you're eligible for 100% of the benefit, okay? If you then are going for the recurrence, you can see there that from 2 years to 5 years, it's 25% of the benefit is payable. 5 to 10 years is 50%, and then at 10 years and more, it's 100%. So hopefully that answers that question.
Yes. And then the next question comes from Kyle Akers. Is dental implant, is there coverage for implants on the Carrington?
There is coverage for dental, and I might as well, since I've already gone this route and escaped from my presentation, why not?
Sorry.
No, I don't mean that at all. I mean, like, hey, we're in this, let's do it. So let me show you here in the dental vision and hearing brochure that implants, you can see here, are in the major section. So hopefully you can still see my screen. You can see here that if you are in network, it's 20% of the contracted rate in year 1 and 50% thereafter. If you're out of network, it's 20% of usual and customary rates, and then 50% thereafter. There's a little footnote here on implants, and for implants, there is a lifetime maximum of $1,500. So that's how implants work. Okay.
Which is good because most don't cover implants at all. And then we have one last question.
Yep.
Is the accident guard plan available in Florida and Georgia?
It is not. Let me go back there. This is the accident. Oh, Georgia, yes. Florida, no. So accident guard is available in Georgia, but Florida, no. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, back to you. That's all the questions so far.
Awesome. Great questions. Keep them coming. So, all right, let me just catch up here. There's the map for dental. Again, great. You can see that. And okay, final expense. This is interesting, right? Some agents get really into both life and health. Some agents only like to do final expense. Some only like to do health. I would encourage each of you, if you're comfortable, to stretch yourself a little bit and really start to give some good attention to final expense, because this can be a great product to help your clients in a bundled manner, to help protect them from one of the biggest potential costs that their family is going to have to face. And I don't know if I can do it with as much tenderness as I heard another person present once, but we all know what the claim ratio is for life insurance, right? We're all going to die. So here's a policy where you know that anybody you sell it to, they're going to be able to file a claim on it at some point in time, because we all are going to die. This is the flagship standard life and casualty product that Manhattan Life was very excited about when they bought the company. And here's kind of some of the highlights about it. It's available for ages 0 to 85. Technically, it's when somebody's 6 months old, they're eligible for coverage. We get lots of grandparents that will buy it for all their grandkids as a way to give them a plan for coverage. Once you buy life insurance, the rates never increase, and it's guaranteed renewable for life. These plans build cash value. So for those of you that are maybe not as familiar with final expense, what that means is there's a table, and if you buy a $10,000 life insurance plan, that will build cash every month over time. You can take loans against that. You can withdraw that money. You can surrender your policy and have that cash value paid out to you. It's a really nice sort of way to build some investment money in yourself or in one of your loved ones. The last we've looked, the average funeral typically costs about $15,000. And there's a lot of people that if they're not planning for that, that can be a big expense for the family to take on. And that's why having one of these is such a great way to protect your family and your assets so that your final burial expenses are covered. I can't highlight this next bullet point enough. There's probably, like Medicare Supplement, probably 100 or more final expense companies out there. There's a lot of them. We have typically in the top 5 rates of every age band and every state that we are in. So if you like to sell a product and get guaranteed renewable commission streams that aren't going to cancel and are not going to be replaced by another agent coming in with a lower rate, this is a great product to do. Very competitive rates. We also offer an accidental death and dismemberment rider that offers either $5,000 to $10,000 of additional benefit if they die due to an accident. And it's very affordable. It's about 85 or 90 cents for the $5,000 of coverage there, and $1.70 for the $10,000 of the accidental death and dismemberment coverage. These products are underwritten. Same sort of questions that we talked about for hospital indemnity or for cancer. You can't be treated or diagnosed or being told you need treatment for various conditions that could increase your chance of death in the immediate future. We have different levels of coverage you can buy. For someone between the ages of 0 and 49, we allow up to $50,000 of coverage in $1,000 increments. From 50 to 80, we allow up to $25,000 in life insurance, and from 81 to 85, up to $15,000 in coverage. I should say that on all of these, I'm always speaking to the biggest bucket of states. There are always state nuances, as you know, and like you know, as agents and as you got trained in your licensing training, to always, you know, caveat things that everything's subject to kind of the state regulations, and you need to look at the state specifics for the plan when you're selling it to them.
Okay, and Jennifer King has a question. Her hand is raised. Are you able to unmute, Jennifer? And while we find out, oh, go ahead, Jennifer. I see you unmuted.
Yeah, I'm here. On the final expense, now I've run across a client that posed to be hard to find a policy for. He's 72, he's a smoker, and he is also a marijuana smoker.
Okay.
All right. In instances like that, would he be able to be covered with Manhattan Life?
You know, with what you shared at this moment, the answer is most likely yes, he would be covered. Of course, he has to fill out the application and answer the questions, and then we do the drug check and those sorts of things.
Yeah,
but
he has no health issues and is only on one medication, and that's for to be able to go to the bathroom for an enlarged prostate.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I mean, the man's perfectly healthy.
Yeah. It sounds like
he
he'd
loves
be
his
covered.
cannabis.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we don't have anything in there that that focuses additional attention on cannabis use. We do have two types of rates. We have preferred rates and standard rates. The preferred rate, well, I'll go the other way. The standard rate is for people that smoke. They're automatically in the standard rate, which is a little bit higher if they're a tobacco user. And then we also have a height weight chart for both male and female, but it's a very liberal chart from my kind of knowledge of the industry. I'm a male. I'm 5'11". For my category, you have to be under 262 pounds for the preferred rate, and you have to be under 297 pounds for the standard rate. If you're 298 pounds or more, then you're declined coverage. So again,
that is very liberal. Yes.
That's very liberal. Very liberal. So yeah, that's how that works. This product is on our electronic application tool. This product does also include a quick telephone interview. As you're going through the electronic application, you'll get to a point where it says, okay, call this number with your client. They go through the questions very quickly. We get their authorizations, do the quick drug check, MIB check. And then it's not a final decision on the phone, but you're going to know typically after the phone call if it's likely to be approved, likely to be declined. And then you just get a code from that telephone interview, submit it with the application, and then it goes through underwriting over the next day or so. So these are the states that it's available in. Again, just this is a fantastic product that you can do great with. So
we have another question for you, back to dental. How are Invisalign braces covered under ortho or otherwise?
Invisalign versus regular bracket braces are all kind of the same thing. If you want to get back to the specifics, it falls under the orthodontia, which you can see here, which is a lifetime maximum of $1,500. And we only cover orthodontia in network. Okay, so that's how orthodontia works.
Thank you. We're up to date on the questions.
Okay. All right. I'm going to try to, there we go, from the current slide. Then I don't have to go through everything again. All right. Let's go to the next product, which is home health care. In addition to the dental product, I want to make sure everybody's really paying attention to this plan, because we all know that we either know someone in our family, one of our friends, or someone has gotten to the point in their life where they couldn't take care of themselves. And in those situations, you have basically two options. You either have to go to a nursing home, or you have to have somebody take care of you in your home. And I think if you surveyed 100 people, I would bet you that the vast majority would say that if they could, they would prefer to have that care in their home versus going to a nursing home. And this is a great plan to sell to those people. We are rolling out some enhancements in July. So I'm going to just start talking about those enhancements. You can see here, like I put in the first bullet, that it's going to go from age 55 down to 45 that you can buy the plan. That's coming in July. Okay. This plan is available, but again, these plans are available today. There's just a few enhancements that are coming in July. It's guaranteed renewable for life. Home healthcare is probably the fastest growing still from when we pulled this data, the fastest growing segment in the healthcare industry. I'm going to skip a bullet here for a second. It's simplified issue. How does this plan work? We ask 2 underwriting questions, and the 2 underwriting questions are, 1, are you in a skilled nursing facility or an assisted living facility or a nursing home? Okay. So you can't go find people in nursing homes and sell it to them because they're declined. The second question is, can you do your 6 activities of daily living? For those of you, I don't know how familiar you are with that, but that's the things like transferring from a chair, bathing, feeding, dressing, continence, and toileting. As long as you can do all of those, you pass underwriting and can be issued a policy. The plans are incredibly affordable. Depending on your age, it's going to be in the $20 to $60 a month in most situations. So a very affordable plan to be sold along somebody that, you know, even if they're under 65 and have ACA or employer coverage, it would be something you'd want to sell. And I think most people on Medicare over 65, if they can afford this, should have a plan like this. So here's what it looks like at a high level. We have 3 plans. We have Classic, Preferred, Premier, and Deluxe. And what that is we provide either $150, $300, or $450 a day of coverage for care in your home for 365 benefit days. Okay. So if you were to buy the Deluxe, which is the richest plan, you would get $450 of coverage a day. That would allow you then, and it's broken out by category of care. Like if you have a nurse come into your house and care for you, administer medications, etc., you would get reimbursed $200 for that nurse that day that the nurse was in your house helping you. If you had a physical therapist in there helping you with physical therapy, that would be another $200. A speech therapist could be another $200. But if you had all 3 in one day, the maximum that you could get with that Deluxe plan is $450 a day. So if you do the math like I do and take $450 and multiply by 365 days in a year, you can see that that plan, if you buy the Deluxe plan, would provide around $167,000 of coverage for you to get care in your home. And again, it's an indemnity sort of reimbursement thing. You go in, you get the receipts, you submit it, you get the claims paid back to you. There's a feature of this plan that is very strong, and that is our RX benefit. This benefit is available whether you are healthy or you lost some of your ADLs and are claiming on the benefit. The way this RX benefit works is for the lowest plan, it's $300 a year. For the middle and the Deluxe high plan, it is $600 a year of coverage. And how this works is if you go to the pharmacy and you fill a generic prescription, you can submit that receipt, you get reimbursed $10. If you go and fill a brand prescription, submit the receipt, you get reimbursed $25. So the way I look at this, if you know an individual that is on 2 brand prescriptions a month, they can get reimbursed $50 a month. And the plan might only cost them $47 or $50 a month anyways. They've now just paid for the entire plan and they're getting this RX prescription, by getting that RX benefit reimbursement. So just a great thing. We have one rider today, which is an ambulance rider. In July, we're rolling out 5 additional riders. There's an accidental death and dismemberment rider, a small hospital indemnity rider, a medical kind of durable medical equipment rider. So a lot of different riders that can be added as well. So that's the home healthcare plan, and it's available in these states, with more still being filed and more to come. So questions?
Yes, I'm back. I've got a client. I just enrolled him in a prescription drug plan.
Yep.
He's just recently gotten on to Social Security disability
Yep.
because he's only 47.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but he is at home. He's able to get up, move around, and so forth right now, and doesn't have a definitive diagnosis.
Yep.
Would he be able to get this plan and say in 3 months, if he needed somebody to come in and help him, would that be available?
Well, I thought your question was going one direction first. I'll tell you this, that as long as he can do those activities of daily living, he would be eligible for the plan. Okay. And he could get that prescription reimbursement. Now, without knowing the situation and without knowing, I hear you on no diagnosis, et cetera, but I have no idea what is in the notes in his medical record. He would be accepted into the plan because he can pass those 2 underwriting questions, but there is that typical, sort of thing where you're going to do, any sort of review of a claim in the first year of, was that person being seen or treated for something that would have otherwise had him diagnosed as somebody that can't feed or dress or bathe himself. And so in that situation, there could be a denial of the claim. I know that was a lot of supposition there, but it's just, and I get why you asked the question, but that's the best answer I could give you, is that it seems likely that everything would be fine there, but it's just hard to know until you dive into somebody's, actual medical record, if they were to have a claim right away after filing or after purchasing the plan.
Okay.
We have another question. When will the HHC plan be available in Florida? That's where all the retired folks go.
Well, there sure are a lot of retired folks that go to Florida, but they don't all go there. We would love to be in Florida. We have tried to be in Florida. The state of Florida has extremely painful requirements regarding anything related to a long-term care plan. And even though this home health care plan is very simple, the state of Florida applies those same requirements to home health care. And we have not been able to reach a point where we feel like we could offer the plan of value to the customer and also run at a break-even or profitable level. So the answer is I don't know. We would love to do so, but we're still working through those challenges with the state, and we've been working on it for 2 years. So it's not something that's going to happen next month or the month after. It might happen in 2025. It might happen in 2027. Or if they get really stubborn with us, it may never happen. So sorry, long answer.
That's all the questions we have.
Great. Well, I know we're kind of I want to be respectful of your time. Let me just highlight here a couple of things that I think are really important about us that really, to me, should enhance your desire to work with Manhattan Life. Number one, I've shared with you about our background. We have an incredible US-based customer service team for new business claims, customer service for all of our agents and policyholders. I know that's important to some people, not to everybody, but I've mentioned a couple of times our portal for agents. We call it the Agent Resource Center. Once you get contracted, you get logged in. You can see your commissions. You can see the materials. You can download materials. You can see your book of business. You can see where people are at on their apps, whether it's pending or withdrawn or been issued. We have our industry-leading e-application process called Manhattan Direct 2.0 that I told you is like an Amazon shopping experience. For our electronic applications, we have a process that is very unique to us. We have the mother's maiden name as the signature. So you don't need to email the app for someone to sign it. You don't need to do a DocuSign. You don't need to do a phone signature. Mother's maiden name is how we do the signature. We have English and Spanish materials available for almost every one of these products that we presented. We also, for all of our products, will accept an ITIN, which is an individual tax ID number for individuals who do not have a Social Security number. So this is great for a lot of people who are working with people that might be individuals that have lived in the US for a couple years, authorized to work here, but don't have a Social Security number. Underwriting is great, and we have an incredible claim filing process. That icon is so small. I'll figure out if I decide I want to do a different slide. I was trying to keep this all to one slide, but you can submit claims, mail, fax, online, or we actually have. And for those of you that would like, go to your app store, whether it's the Google Play Store or whatever it's called, or the Apple, the App Store, you can find the Easy Upload app. It's an incredible app where a client, all they have to do is log in, put in their policy number, and then they can start snapping pictures of their claim information, and it gets uploaded right via their phone. It's an incredible process, and I've never worked at a company that had anything like it. So I'm sure many are trying to duplicate us. It'll be more and more as we move forward with technology, but it's a great, great selling differentiator. So outside of that, we'd love to have we'd love to have any of you join us on one of our trips. Manhattan Life does 2 incredible sales incentive trips per year, conventions. This year, our lower qualifier, and I say that with a smile on my face, is our President's Club. That is going in 2 weeks to the Four Seasons Resort in Punta Mita, Mexico, outside of Puerto Vallarta. And our top level trip is going to Rome. And, I also I've loved it at this company because they really take care of their agents. We're not going to the JW Marriott or the Westin, going to the Waldorf Astoria in Rome for a week with our top agents for a great trip. So we'd love to have any of you that are motivated by that sort of thing join us on one of those trips.
I can't believe the lower qualifying one is at the Four Seasons at Punta Mita. That is a lovely resort for those who haven't been. It's amazing, actually.
Yeah, they go all out on their agent events, and we allow qualifiers to bring their family members if they want, versus just restricted to one other adult. They have to pay if they bring their kids, but most companies don't let you do that. It's an amazing celebration with our top agents. So
I love it.
Okay. So without further ado, that's the summary today. I thank you for your time. Thank you for your interest. Happy to see if there's anything else we need to wrap up here, Taryn, but just appreciate the chance to talk to you today.
Thank you so much. And guys, if you want to get contracted, you can email me personally, and we will get you contracted with Manhattan Life, or you can email Polly directly in contracting. Either way works, and we'll be following up with everyone. Thank you so much, Todd.
Thank you. Really appreciate the chance to be with you today.
Thank you so much. And guys, I have it recorded. If anybody would like a copy, it'll be on our website, or you can email me as well to get a copy of it. And I'll put my email in the chat real quick.
Perfect. And then I'll get you a copy of the deck here soon, Taryn.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Does anybody have any questions, or are they jumping off? All right, guys. Well, we'll talk to you later.